The Bible in a year, day 107, Psalm 73, a psalm of Asaph. How good God is to the upright, to those who are pure in heart. But as for me, my feet had almost stumbled, my steps had nearly slipped, because I was envious of the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For they suffer no pain, their bodies are healthy and sleek. They are free of the burdens of life. They are not afflicted like others. This pride adorns them as a necklace, violence clothes them as a robe. Out of such blindness comes sin, evil thoughts flood their hearts. They scoff and spout their malice, from on high they utter threats. They set their mouths against the heavens, their tongues roam the earth. So my people turn to them and drink deeply of their words. They say, does God really know? Does the Most High have any knowledge? Such then are the wicked, always carefree, increasing their wealth. Is it in vain that I have kept my heart pure, washed my hands in innocence? For I am afflicted day after day, chastised every morning. Had I thought, I will speak as they do, I would have betrayed this generation of your children. Though I tried to understand all this, it was too difficult for me, till I entered the sanctuary of God and came to understand their end. You set them indeed on a slippery road, you hurl them down to ruin. How suddenly they are devastated, utterly undone by disaster. They are like a dream. After waking, Lord, dismissed like shadows when you arise. Since my heart was embittered and my soul deeply wounded, I was stupid and could not understand. I was like a brute beast in your presence, yet I am always with you. You take hold of my right hand. With your counsel you guide me, and at the end receive me with honor. Whom else have I in the heavens? None beside you delights me on earth. Though my flesh and my heart fail, God is the rock of my heart, my portion forever. But those who are far from you perish. You destroy those unfaithful to you. As for me, to be near God is my good, to make the Lord God my refuge. I shall declare all your works in the gates of daughter Zion. Psalm 77 through 78. For the leader, according to Jeduthun, a psalm of Asaph. I cried to God to hear me. On the day of my distress I seek the Lord. By night my hands are stretched out unceasingly. I refuse to be consoled. When I think of God, I groan. As I meditate, my spirit grows faint. You have kept me from closing my eyes in sleep. I am troubled and cannot speak. I consider the days of old, the years long past. I remember. At night I ponder in my heart. As I meditate, my spirit probes. Will the Lord reject us forever, never again show favor? Has God's mercy ceased forever? The promise to go unfulfilled for future ages. Has God forgotten how to show mercy in anger, withheld his comparison? I conclude my sorrow is this: the right hand of the Most High has abandoned us. I will recall the deeds of the Lord, yes, recall your wonders of old. I will ponder all your works. On your exploits I will meditate. Your way, God, is holy. But God is as great as our God. You are the God who does wonders. Among the peoples you have revealed your might. With your mighty arm you redeemed your people, the children of Jacob and Joseph. The waters saw you, God. The waters saw you and lashed about. Even the deeps of the sea trembled. The clouds poured down their rains. With thunderheads rumbled. Your arrows flashed back and forth. The thunder of your chariot wheels resounded. Your lightning lit up the world. The earth trembled and quaked. Though the sea was your way, your path, through the mighty waters, through your footsteps were though your footsteps were unseen, you led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. A maskil of Asaph, attend my people to my teaching, listen to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable, unfold the puzzling events of the past, what we have heard and know, things our ancestors have recounted to us. We do not keep them from our children. We recount them to the next generation, the praiseworthy deeds of the Lord and his strength, the wonders that he performed. God made a decree in Jacob, established a law in Israel. When he commanded our ancestors, they were to teach their children, that the next generation might come to know, children yet to be born. In turn, they were to recount them to their children, as they too might put their confidence in God, and not forget God's deeds, but keep his commandments. They were not to be like their ancestors, a rebellious and defiant generation, a generation whose heart was not constant, and whose spirit was not faithful to God. The ranks of Ephraimite archers retreated on that day of battle. They did not keep God's covenant. They refused to walk according to his law. They forgot his deeds, the wonders that he had shown them. In the sight of their ancestors, God did wonders. In the land of Egypt, the plain of Zoan, he split the sea and led them across, making the waters stand like walls. He led them by a cloud by day, all night with the light of fire. He split rocks in the desert, gave water to drink, abundant as the deeps of the sea. He made streams flow from crags, caused rivers of water to flow down, but they went on sinning against him, rebelled against the Most High in the desert. They tested God in their hearts, demanding the food they craved. They spoke against God and said, "Can God spread a table in the wilderness?" True, when he struck the rock, water gushed forth. The wadis flooded. But can he also give bread or provide meat to his people? The Lord heard and grew angry. Fire blazed up against Jacob. Anger flared up against Israel. For they did not believe in God, did not trust in his saving power. So he commanded the clouds above and opened the doors of heaven. God rained manna upon them for food. Grain from heaven he gave them. Man ate the bread of angels. Food he set in abundance. He stirred up the east wind in the skies. By his might God brought on the south wind. He rained meat on them like dust, winged fowl like the sands of the sea. They fell down in the midst of their camp, all around their dwellings. They ate and were filled. He gave them what they had craved. But while they still wanted more, and the food was still in their mouths, God's anger flared up against them. And he made a slaughter of their strongest, laying low the youth of Israel. In spite of all this, they went on sinning. They did not believe in his wonders. God ended their days abruptly, their years in sudden death. When he slew them, they began to seek him. They again looked for God. They remembered that God was their rock, God Most High, their Redeemer, but they deceived him with their mouths, lied to him with their tongues. Their hearts were not constant toward him. They were not faithful to his covenant. But God, being compassionate, forgave their sin. He did not utterly destroy them. Time and again he turned back his anger, unwilling to unleash all his rage. He remembered that they were flesh, a breath that passes on and does not return. How often they rebelled against God in the wilderness, grieved him in the wasteland. Again and again they tested God, provoked the Holy One of Israel. They did not remember his power, the day he redeemed them from the foe, when he performed his signs in Egypt, his wonders in the plain of Zoan. God, tur- God turned their rivers to blood, their streams they could not drink. He sent swarms of insects that devoured them, frogs that destroyed them. He gave their harvest to the caterpillar, the fruits of their labor to the locust. He killed their vines with hail, their sycamores with frost. He exposed their cattle to plague, their flocks to pestilence. He let loose against them the heat of his anger, wrath, fury, and distress, a band of deadly messengers. He cleared a path for his anger. He did not spare them from death, but delivered their animals to the plague. He struck all the firstborn of Egypt, the firstfruits of the vigor in the tents of Ham. Then God led forth his people like sheep, guided them like a flock through the wilderness. He led them on secure and unafraid, while the sea enveloped their enemies, and he brought them to his holy mountain, the hill his right hand had won. He drove out the nations before them, allotted them as their inherited portion, and settled in their tents the tribes of Israel. But they tested and rebelled against God Most High. His decrees they did not observe. They turned disloyal, faithless in their ancestors, like their ancestors. They proved false like a slack bow. They enraged him with their high places, and with their idols provoked him to jealous anger. God heard and grew angry. He rejected Israel completely. He forsook the shrine at Shiloh, the tent he set up among human beings. He gave up his might into captivity, his glorious ark into the hands of the foe. God delivered his people to the sword. He was enraged against his heritage. Fire consumed their young men. Their young women heard no wedding songs. Their priests fell by the sword. Their widows made no lamentation. Then the Lord awoke from sleep, like a warrior shouting from the effects of wine. He put his foes to flight. Everlasting shame he dealt them. He rejected the tent of Joseph, chose not the tribe of Ephraim. God chose the tribe of Judah, Mount Zion, which he loved. He built his shrine like the heavens, like the earth, which he founded forever. He chose David his servant, took him from the sheepfolds. From tending ewes, God brought him to shepherd Jacob, his people, Israel, his heritage. He shepherded them with a pure heart. With skilled hands, he guided them.